Great weaving run from Perisic, and Danilo D'Ambrosio breaks the deadlock for Inter. Hit Skriniar, Nainggolan! Raja Nainggolan isn't going to party anymore, but he starts the party at San Siro.
There you heard it. Inter with the win at home, a relief win against Sampdoria this weekend. Goals from Danilo D'Ambrosio, the unlikely source, and then Raja Nainggolan turning back to his own self. So before I ask you guys about your thoughts about this Icardi Wanda Nada situation, I want to say this stems from Inter having too many egos in the locker room. Straight up, you got Icardi, you got Nainggolan, you got even your defensive pairing of Skriniar and De Vries are kind of, I'm going to do things my own way type of style. And Spalletti's really like that. It's almost as if it's one for all. And they're not fighting as a team. It's kind of sad to see because this is a team that really hasn't done much since 2010, since they won the treble. And like Greg said, as we had before, when you have a controlling person like Wanda Nada on as Mauro Icardi's agent, and you have all these factors coming in with Spalletti, and then you got problems with Nainggolan, and then you got another player coming in, Lautaro Martinez, who might steal a spotlight from Icardi. I don't think you like that, and it's just a weird situation that is only going to resolve itself by Icardi leaving Inter, and we saw this weekend they did well without him. They did well in the Europa League without him. I don't know. What do you guys think? They're on the Calcio guys on CGO 1690.
AG, would you like to go first, or?
I don't know, man. This is too much snake talk for me. But no, I mean, what Greg said, what you said, I mean, it's kind of spot on. You know what? There's so much issues. I don't know. They have been doing well. Don't get me wrong. Inter without Icardi, I think was about 4 or 5 games. I think they got all positive results without him. But he just brings that level of pure finishing and talent. And he's extremely talented. Don't get me wrong. He does bring a lot of baggage with him. We can't forget about that. So I don't know. It depends how you want to weigh the baggage and his ability. Now with Marotta, I think in there at the Inter, it's trying to change stuff. He's kind of coming in with an iron fist, and he came from Juve, so they have a mentality over there that I think he's kind of trying to bring over to Inter to kind of revitalize this club. I mean, he's kind of putting his foot down with this Wanda Nada, business and this whole saga that she's kind of, starting, whatever. But I mean, if that could all get, controlled, I think they'll be on a better path. But you know what? I think it also does, as you said, start in the locker room. If the locker room's a mess, you're not going to get the results on the field, and there's going to be off-field issues, as we've seen, and your club will only go down. So, I mean, to bring this all up, you're going to have to maybe change things. It would be sad to see Icardi leave Inter for all he has done for the team. I understand the captaincy thing, whatever. That's a whole different thing, but I don't know. He's done so much for the club. He scored all kinds of goals for the club. He's brought them to Champions League. Scoring titles, whatever. He's done it all. Is Martinez the next Icardi? I don't know. They're a different player for me. But he's definitely, promising. I think he could do well. But at the end of the day, I don't know if he'll do as good as Icardi going forward.
I'm going to play devil's advocate here and say that it's so easy to point the fingers at Wanda Nada because she's a public figure with Mauro Icardi. They're a celebrity couple in Italy, and they have they do have an influence over the media in Italy. And right now, the main issue is the media circus. It's big, it's huge because Icardi is not performing. If Icardi was okay, there was this situation, but Icardi was scoring a goal per game. Let's say nobody would be talking much because he's still demonstrating everything on the field. So that's where I lean more towards an issue in the room. I wouldn't say it's too much of an ego thing, but there is no control in that room. It's they did go through. I think there was some very much significant changes this past offseason for them. So I mean, I think Spalletti's losing control of the team. That's what I think it is. That primarily. I think that's what it is. He's losing control of the team. Yeah. We saw this with Roma, and now we're seeing this with Inter. So is it that maybe the Spalletti is not great with the tougher characters, or is it like the players just don't want to play for Spalletti himself? Maybe the players themselves are just making life difficult just to make life difficult. But I don't know. Like, it's hard to say. Like professional players will be like, oh, I don't want to score goals or perform because I don't like my coach.
Yeah.
Nobody says that.
Yeah.
You know, I'm just saying maybe he's just not the right man for the team.
It's tough.
I think another issue is that there's been so much change at Inter these past few years. It's hard to get stability. You know, one team I compare Inter to is something more local, Montreal Canadiens. Okay, Inter, they have a great history. They've had some great stars, and when they go through rough times, there's no stability, and their fans keep talking about certain things, right? Fans keep talking about the treble. Just like here with the Montreal Canadiens, 24 Stanley Cups, that's all fans talk about some days.
You know what's funny? I don't hear much Inter fans talk about the treble. All I hear is a lot of Juve fans just saying, oh, we played in Champions League finals recently. What have you guys done?
Are you kidding me? That's all Inter fans talk about.
I think I'm going to join Johnny on that one.
That's all Inter fans talk about. Just their treble. The fact that they won a treble. The fact that they won Champions League.
Okay, continue.
Mind you, I only know like a couple of Inter fans, but I never hear them reference that, but still.
Go on comment sections on Facebook.
All right, I will.
Okay, continue.
But just I mean,
okay, continue. We're just teasing.
If you look at the Montreal Canadiens, it's the same thing. For many years, there's so much change, different GMs, different...
Feels like 93, hashtag feels like 93.
Yeah, exactly. It feels like 93 over and over.
So much.
Exactly. When there's no stability and when a team keeps looking on its history and you have a problem of moving forward, that's a problem for the players, for the management in place at the time. Moving on here. Moving on. Did you see what happened in SPAL-Fiorentina with the VAR?
Again, this VAR. Me, I can't stand this VAR business, honestly.
Me, bro, I can't.
But
when Adri's pissed, the Jomika comes out of it.
Oh my god! It's like this VAR. We say it every week. We say it, every 2 seasons now with this VAR. I can't get over it.
Towards the byline, still Chiesa stays on his feet. Surely this must be a goal. And somehow, Spal scramble it away. Tries to get the better of Lorini. Does just that, Fares. And it's slotted home. Mattia Valotti restores Spal's lead. So hold your horses. Luca Pairetto coming across to the monitor. That contact between Federico Chiesa and Felipe. This means the goal for Spal could be ruled out. Fiorentina could be awarded a penalty here. And Luca Pairetto has disallowed the goal and awarded Fiorentina a penalty. Bertu slots it home. Fiorentina complete the turnaround.
Okay, so Adriano, you're saying you don't like it. Yeah, I don't like it.
It's more just the VAR just generally. But
personally, I love this call because that's what VAR is for. You go back on plays and give it a penalty. It's unfortunate that Spal scored and that had to be the first stoppage because you can't look at VAR until the first stoppage, right? And you can't just stop play. So it happened so quick. First of all, the foul, clear foul. And it went back fast the other way. You guys are disagreeing.
I'm just looking at his reaction.
No, continue.
I'd say it was a clear foul. And then play goes back the other way. Mattia Valotti scores. And then the referee has to check the VAR. And it's unfortunate the goal has to be taken away. But it's the correct call and it makes sense. And I love that.
How many times have we seen it in hockey where a team enters the offensive zone, but like they score a goal, but like it's like 5 minutes of game time in the offensive. Okay, that's exaggerated, but let's say 2 minutes in the offensive zone, they manage to score a goal, but the goal gets called back because one of the players was offside receiving the pass.
Makes sense.
It's the rule of sports. Unfortunately, you do have to wait for the first stoppage, and if the first stoppage happens to be a goal, well, just go double check it.
No, it makes sense. I like it. It sucks that Spal had to score, and it looks bad, but it's fair. If the ball went out of play, nobody would be talking about it, right? Mm-hmm. It'd be penalty for Fiorentina, all good. Something like this actually happened to me in, I think it was like Bantam Hockey. We were playing a tournament, and the other team, it looked like they scored, but the referee waved it off. We go back the other way, and we score. But there's no VAR in minor hockey. And they actually called our goal back and gave it to the other team, which I remember my dad was not happy about that. My dad doesn't get angry too much. My dad was not happy at that point.
You think Adri's Joe Meekiness comes out when he gets angry? Oh my God, your father? Jesus.
Shout out, Tony.
Yeah, shout out, Tony. But there's
Zio Tony, I love you. Don't hate me.
there's no VAR in minor hockey, so it makes sense here. I like it.
Yeah, I don't know. I just find with the VAR, just going back just to VAR in general, forget the call, forget whatever. I just feel it's still not set in stone what the rules are. What are we doing with this VAR? I find it's
But it's not a perfect system. That's why.
I understand, but now it's going on to what, season 2 we're doing with this VAR?
But it's better than nothing.
Yeah, but listen, the VAR changes the game. The VAR ends up changing the game. You want to see this type of stuff happen in Champions League when it comes into play in Champions League?
But that's the point.
I don't
it's
think
supposed
so.
to change the game, because if SPAL, the goal would have stand and SPAL would have won, everyone would have been talking about the missed penalty.
Yeah, but then you go the other way, and the other fan base is going to say the complete opposite.
So there you go. It's a moot point to argue.
I understand, but
whether we have VAR or we don't have VAR, nobody's ever going to be happy. But this is because the thing is, it's not about which fan base is happy or how the game's going. But the point is, VAR is supposed to maintain the integrity of the game.
It's supposed to.
It's supposed to maintain the integrity of the game.
That's what I'm saying.
No, sometimes it is a call that is frustrating to see. But if it's the actual right call to make, you have to say that's the point. Yeah, we could. It's okay. Here's a very, very, very random, completely different example. Yeah. But let's say, for example, we know that this guy murdered a random stranger, right? We know he murdered.
This guy's doing murder.
No, but I'm just saying, if we have zero evidence against the guy, how can we convict him? You know what I'm saying? I know it's weird to say. I'm just trying to add entertainment here.
You're gonna go like this in court?
We're gonna go here in court. We're gonna go to the VAR. No, but what I'm saying is that, like, people get mad at missed calls, and this is meant to correct that mistakes. It's supposed to mitigate as much mistakes as possible.
I don't know. I just find there needs to be more clarity with it, but hopefully that happens in the future.
Okay, we're skipping this. We're going to MVP. MVP of the week. I'll take this one away. I'll go with Pavoletti. 2 goals again this week. Another header.
Typical.
Typical of Pavoletti for Cagliari, and they came away with the win against Parma, and that's just what he's been doing all year, just scoring goals. So he's my MVP of the week.
Barella's ball in is good. There's men underneath it. Pavoletti's there at the double. Cagliari second in the game, and they have the lead.
You, Gianni?
I'm going to go with Sirigu for Torino. 11 saves versus Napoli, and it pissed me off so much.
No, he was spectacular.
Unfortunately, I don't have a soundbite for him, so
no, it's okay.
We'll go straight to Adriano.
No, for me, I'm gonna go kind of maybe with I don't know, maybe a no name, I don't know, but Antonio Sanabria for Genoa. He's slotted in there since Piontek has left. He hasn't stopped scoring himself. I think he's played 4 games. He has 3 goals. He was back on the scoring sheet again this week. I think he's kind of going a bit under the radar because he's new in town and new to the league, and I don't think many people would have expected him to kind of, produce right away, and he has. So for me this week, I'm going to have to give my MVP to Antonio Sanabria.
I'm surprised you didn't give it to Mimo Criscito for his goal.
Well, him too, I think, shout out, got the winner over there. But Sanabria, for me, just has surprised me. I don't know. He's replaced Piontek very well, and he's delivering, so it's good.
So we talked about VAR and Icardi so much. We're going to have to leave our red card right after the break. You're listening to the Calcio guys on CJO 1690. If you get the chance, head out to YouTube and listen to Azzurro by the 04 Team Italy with guys like Francesco Totti, Alex Del Piero, Fabio Cannavaro, Marco Di Vaio, singing, Gennaro Gattuso, guys with hair at the time.
Cassano when he was in his prime.
Cassano in his prime 15 years ago.
Best player ever.
Good song, fantastic video.
What's funny, that just like if you look at the national team rosters from like all the competitions from 1990 to up to, let's say, Euro 4, because they won the World Cup in 06, but these were teams that should have won championships, and there was always something screwing over them. And you know what, Euro 4 was a very painful memory for myself, watching them just disappoint. But you just look at that roster, and it's just hard not to fall in love with that team.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, they did get the World Cup 2 years later. That was kind of the culmination of all those great teams and heartbreaks throughout the years. Remember, Adriano, we went to Evangelistas this summer. We were talking to someone there.
Yeah.
He told us, because obviously for us, like, we were young.
Yeah.
06, we don't really... I remember a bit of 04, but 02, I don't really remember it. And he said...
You guys are lucky you don't remember
02.
Yeah, exactly.
Thank God you guys don't remember that.
Watching the videos of that, I would have been so pissed.
Yeah, no. For
and
sure.
I remember he told us, like, you guys didn't suffer the heartbreaks of penalties in the 90s, the refereeing in 2002. And
I'm kind of
You went through it, Gianni.
Yeah, I'm
Yes.
kind of glad, but at the same time, it would have been nice.
And the pain of golden goal extra time in 2000 and 2002, and it's. I'm so happy now that they changed the rules on how extra time works because it gives both teams an opportunity. It's the main like the football controversy right now where fans are angry that if you win the coin flip and you get the touchdown on the first goal, you win. So soccer is somewhat the same way. Where I'm so happy now it's silver goal, not golden goal, so to speak. Because 2000 against France, I mean, mind you, France was probably the best team in the world during that time, but like in 2002, getting screwed over like that against South Korea,
That was a crazy tournament.
It's a soft spot.
Okay, so we have to do yellow card, red card. One card each.
Okay.
One card each. Okay. So, Johnny, you're gonna start us off.
I'm going to go with Sono io, il vostro Cavani.
Yellow, red.
Red card to De Laurentiis. This is a team.
My bad.
So play that red card clip. No, actually, no. I'll talk first. De Laurentiis says that the team that I gave Sarri should be doing better than they should. That's why Ancelotti's going to find success. Yet somehow at this point in time, Sarri had the same amount of games played as Ancelotti. That's almost exactly the same roster minus Jorginho and a couple of other pieces. But Napoli made additions. Anyways, long story short, they're way underperforming than they were at this point last year. So De Laurentiis, honestly, he's letting the team slip ahead of him, and they're the reason why they're never going to win a Scudetto anytime soon.
So that's a red card. That's
a bold statement right
That's
there.
a heavy statement.
Yeah.
He doesn't spend the money, and it's never going to happen.
Yeah.
That's a red card to De Laurentiis.
And it's a red card.
So for me, I'm going to go yellow card to Gianpiero Gasperini for the changes he made against Milan. Just didn't make any sense. He took off Papu Gomez for Dejan Kulusevski. He took off Duvan Sabata for Musa Baro and Atibor for Robin Gosens. Okay, that move makes a bit more sense, but they were up 1-0 at home. They should have won. And he didn't make any necessary changes. Yeah, okay, Piontek.
No, I didn't say nothing.
No, of course, Piontek scored right before half, but at halftime, Gattuso made the changes tactic-wise that came out on top in the second half. And Gasperini, we've been praising him so much.
But Gattuso, though,
He just wasn't good enough as a manager in that game. I'm going to have to pull up the yellow card. You were saying, Johnny?
Gattuso, though, got to give him props. He's such a good manager.
Yellow card here.
You, Adriano?
Yeah, so I'm going to go back to a topic we discussed earlier, just because I was giving that from the get-go. My red card of the week has to go to Wanda Nara. And that whole situation, no, you guys are laughing, but Wanda Nara, the whole situation, she's in the news more than, they play the weather, here in Montreal. So it's crazy. I mean, big distraction. She's a double role. So she's the wife and agent of Mauro Icardi. And in my eyes, she's kind of, blowing it up for him even more than it may be already blown up. So for me personally, just the antics, just, all the, I don't know, just accumulation of everything. For me, Wanda Nara is not the right person to represent Icardi, a player like that. They're all snakes anyways, but I find Wanda Nara just on top of everything just doesn't help the situation at all. If he's smart, he will maybe get another agent there, but he loves her to death. So I don't know if that'll happen. But for me this week, maybe even going on forward, it's going to be a red card for me for Wanda Nara.
And the red card is out.
So we got 7 minutes left.
Yep.
Before we got to end this show, you want to go for our predictions of the week?
Yeah, sure.
It's going to be match day 25, right?
25, yes, sir.
A lot of season has passed. There's not a lot left. About 13 weeks after 14 weeks now.
Yeah, it's going to go down to the wire. This middle of the pack Champions League spots. Yeah. It's going to go legit down to the wire. Personally, as a Milan fan, I think the derby is going to be the clincher. Just to put that out there, because that's on March 17th. That's going to be a clincher because Inter is kind of slipping a bit, and if they continue, I think Milan can jump them. But let's go on.
Honestly, I find this season it's just been fun watching City.
Yeah.
With the Champions League battle.
Forget the first spot. Forget this first spot from 2 all the way down to about 6, 7.
I think that's what makes it fun. Like what you just said right there.
Yeah.
Everyone's like, okay, we know Juve's winning the league.
Exactly.
So,
forget that.
So nobody,
fine,
nobody gives them any attention. What they give more attention to is the teams that are fighting to claw their way into powerful positions.
Even Napoli at 2. Like the 1-2 is pretty much locked in, but then it's a 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, even 9, 10. That's been a battle.
It's 5 points, I think, in between.
Yeah, it's very narrow margins, but also we got a lot of personality this season in the city. You know,
Yeah.
you see the city mask from Ronaldo,
Coming out
the-
parties.
the Pistolato from Piontek,
Coming out parties, Quagliarella.
Quagliarella,
Zapata.
there
Yeah,
you go.
See, here's the thing about Quagliarella. He never left, so it's never coming up. It's just
No,
a
but I
party
mean,
for him
just-
constantly.
yeah,
I know what you mean.
You know what I mean.
Yes, exactly. He's just every
been a lot
year.
to follow.
It's just
Yeah.
every year everybody sleeps on him, and I sleep on him too. And then just somehow he just comes out of nowhere. It's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna score 15 goals. What is it? 15, 16? He's at 16 goals.
Yeah, and then a no-name guy that nobody ever heard of outside of Poland before, outside of pretty much Poland and Genoa before the season
This guy
is up there
This
too.
guy's
Then
ridiculous.
Why do you guys
up
talk
there
about
with
Milik like that?
Cristiano Ronaldo. No, Krzysztof Piontek.
Yeah, this guy's ridiculous.
Okay, so this week in the city as the last week before it really starts to get interesting because next weekend there's the two derbies, Derby della Capitale between Lazio and Roma. Okay, Napoli-Juventus isn't technically a derby, but it's a big rivalry.
It's a good game.
It's the 1-2.
Yeah.
So this week, there's not that many good matchups. Torino-Atalanta, Parma-Napoli, Fiorentina, Inter Milan. It's okay. Lazio-Udinese, I don't know why it's actually postponed. So there's
It's because the Coppa Italia next day
Okay.
against Milan.
There's Coppa Italia then.
Yeah.
So we got 5 minutes left. Let's go
Mhm.
through our predictions. Milan-Napoli. Empoli, sorry.
Empoli. I'm gonna go with 2-1 AC.
I'm gonna go. I'll go 3-1 again.
1-0 Milan. 3-0 Atalanta. 3-0 Atalanta.
Oof.
3-0.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go 2-1 Atalanta.
I'm gonna go with 3-2 Atalanta. Watch Bellotti score a goal, but oh wait, it's gonna be another penalty.
Sampdoria hosts Cagliari.
Guy's salty.
2-0 2-0 Sampdoria.
Because we're too good offensively just to not score goals. Anyways,
Okay, continue. Sorry.
I said Sampdoria Cagliari 2-0 Sampdoria.
At 6:30 a.m. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I'll go. I don't know. I'll go 3-1. Pavoletti gets one for Cagliari.
I'm gonna go for a 1-1 draw.
Adriano, don't forget it's 6:30 our time, not 6:30 their
It's-
time. They don't have to wake up that early.
No, they're
Yeah,
eating.
yeah.
They're eating pasta. around
I'm talking about
that time.
myself. I don't know. About that
You're not going to watch this game.
No,
You weren't going to watch it if it was Sunday at 2:30.
Well, maybe.
Frosinone Roma is Saturday 2:30. That's kind of not really a derby, but two Lazio
Yeah.
region teams.
It's more like a pride thing at
Yeah,
that point. But
the-
it is a mini derby.
Yeah,
It
yeah,
is
for sure.
It is. They played against each other a bit in the preseason, and the stadium in Frosinone was full.
Yeah,
It was full.
I would hope so.
I mean they're not that far from each other. They're in the
No.
same region. It's
yeah. What do you
like-
guys? Say?
It's like Montreal and like
Oh,
Mexico or
2-0
something.
Roma. 2-0 Roma, easy.
Easy.
Yeah,
I
easy.
hope it's easy for Roma. I'm gonna go. I'll go 3-1
It's
for Roma.
I was about to say like what Frosinone.
so it's in Frosinone, so I'm gonna go 2-1 Roma. Sassuolo hosts Spal. Spal is coming off that heartbreak because of VAR, but they're still gonna lose. Sassuolo 2-1.
Sassuolo got hammered too over the weekend, I believe. They lost 3-0.
Yeah, it's Empoli.
Empoli. So
Yes.
I mean that might not be a walk in the park.
Okay, let's go.
But-
I'm changing mine to 1-0.
No, I'm just saying. I was just saying. Just a note over there. But for me, I think Sassuolo is gonna pull it off. I'll go 1-0.
I'm gonna go with a 2-1 win for Sassuolo.
The hottest match this weekend: Chievo hosts Genoa. I'm gonna say 0-0.
0-0.
Nil.
Ooh, I'm going for
Nil.
I'm going for a 2-0 Genoa win.
I'm gonna stick with you on that 2-0 Genoa.
Bologna hosts Juventus. Pretty much the second time they've done that this season after the Coppa Italia game. It's gonna be a walk in the park for Juventus. Probably gonna go for some of the backup guys that they don't have in their depth, as we said before. Khedira's hurt, but I'm gonna go 2-0 Juventus in Bologna.
I'm gonna go with a 3-1 Juve win.
I'll go 3-0 Juve.
Parma hosts Napoli, as I've said a million times before. Every time I predict Parma to win,
Parma enough.
they always lose. So, but this one, Napoli
Should
Nothing.
get a result.
Watch Inglese score some goals on Napoli, but I hope not. I'm gonna go for a 3-1 Napoli win.
I'll go 2-0.
And lastly, quickly, Fiorentina, Inter Milan, 1-1.
I'm gonna go 2-1 Fiorentina.
I'm gonna go for a 2-2 draw.
That'll do it for us here on the Calcio, guys. Follow us
Did
on
we do
Twitter.
Lazio Udinese? Sorry for bothering.
That's postponed.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Follow us on Twitter, YouTube, Instagram,
At the Calcio, guys.
at the Calcio, guys. Thanks for tuning in.
Ciao.
Bye.